This conference will now be recorded.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Good morning,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Morning, sir.
Hello. 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 Am I audible?
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Good
Okay.
morning.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Recording.
This conference will now be recorded.
నేను పిలుస్తాలే బాస్ అవసరం అయితే నాకు డిస్టర్బెన్స్ హలో హలో హలో
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So good morning all of you. So we are discussing about NCDs. NCDs are non-communicable diseases. In that, so far we discussed about cardiovascular diseases, CVD. So in our last class we discussed up to risk factor intervention trials. In that, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So we have mainly 5 risk factor interventional trials, namely the Stanford Heart Disease Prevention Program in California, North Karelia project in Finland, and Oslo study, and MRFIT, that is multiple risk factor interventional trial in USA, and the last one is lipid research clinic study. We may expect any 4 marks question from this risk factor interventional trials. Okay. So in our last class, we discussed regarding the Stanford 3 community study. So the North Karelia project. uh, so it is a county in the eastern part of Finland where coronary heart disease is particularly common. It's 1,85,000 inhabitants, work mostly in farming and forestry, and live in the countryside. So these were the study population. So a multiple risk factor interventional trial was started in the year 1972. And the main aim of this project is to reduce the high levels of risk factor for cardiovascular diseases, like smoking, blood pressure, and serum cholesterol, and to promote the early diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of patients with cardiovascular diseases. So this North Guerrilla project has mainly two aims. That is to reduce the high levels of risk factors for cardiovascular disease. As I told, the main risk factors for the most cardiovascular diseases are smoking, blood pressure, and high serum cholesterol levels and alcohol. And the second aim is to promote the early diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of patients with cardiovascular disease. Is there any need for early diagnosis? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
What was the purpose
Yes.
of early diagnosis?
So that treatment can be given earlier.
Hello? No response. Hello?
Yes, sir.
So, is there any purpose of early diagnosing?
So that treatment can be provided earlier.
Yeah, very good. So, for that reason, early diagnosis is very important. uh, to promote early diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of patients with coronary cardiovascular diseases. And this is about North Kerala project. So coming to our next study, that is MRFIT, that is Multiple Risk Factor Interventional Trial, MRFIT. It is carried out in USA and aimed at high risk adult males aged between 35 to 57 years. So the study was conducted in USA, and the target population was males between age group of 35 to 57 years. So the sample size is 12,866 men who showed no evidence of coronary heart disease either clinically or on ECG were enrolled in the study. Among study population, 12,866 men were taken. uh, they were not having any clinically no evidence of coronary heart diseases clinically, and on ECG also they doesn't have any proper ECG changes. So half the group was randomly allocated to an intensive intervention program, being seen at least every 4 months to ensure adequate control of risk factors. So half of this among 12,866 men, half of the group was randomly allocated to intensive intervention program. So being and this half of the people was devised or monitored for every 4 months. Okay. So another half, that is known as control group, received a medical examination once yearly, and no specific advice was given to them about the control of risk factors. So among this total 1286 men, divided into two halves. The first half is randomly allocated to intensive intervention program, and they were monitored for every 4 months, and the next half is known as control group, and they received a medical examination for every year or once yearly. So the intervention procedures include cessation of smoking, controlling blood pressure, and altering diet to reduce hypercholesteremia. So the intervention process mainly includes cessation of smoking, controlling or totally quitting smoking, and controlling blood pressure. So as you know, high blood pressure may leads to most occurrence of this coronary artery disease or cardiovascular disease. By controlling the blood pressure, we may control the occurrence of the cardiovascular disease to a maximum extent. And hypercholesteremia is also one of the reasons for most commonly occurring cardiovascular diseases. So the intervention procedures include cessation of smoking, controlling high blood pressure, and altering diet to reduce hypercholesteremia. So by following dietary good lifestyle and dietary changes, we may control the occurrence of coronary artery disease to a maximum extent. Over the 7-year follow-up period, the mortality was reduced by 22%, more in intervention group, but this was not statistically significant. After 7 years of study, mortality was reduced by 22%. Okay. This was because the control group had also changed their habits and lifestyle to a far greater extent than anticipated by designers of this trial. And the trial produced no significant changes at all in mortality or risk factors in as much as the control group was not properly chosen. So So the trial produced no significant changes. Okay. So coming to our next study, that is Oslo data smoking interventional study, and the study began in the year 1973, and 16,202 Northern men aged between 40 to 49 years were screened for coronary risk factors. Of this, 1,222 healthy normotensive women at high risk total serum cholesterol are at high risk. So they are having serum cholesterol level between 292 to 379 milligram per deciliter, and they are having smoking habits. They were selected for a 5-year randomized trial. So the main aim of study was to determine whether lowering of serum lipids and cessation of smoking would reduce the incidence of first attack of coronary heart disease in males age group between 40 to 50 years. So the main aim of the study is to determine whether lowering the serum lipids and cessation of smoking would reduce the incidence of first attack of coronary heart disease in among males between age group 40 to 50 years. Okay. And the last study is lipid research clinic study. So this is double-blinded randomized clinical trial, and it involves around 3,806 asymptomatic high-risk American men aged between 35 to 59 years with type 2 hyperlipidemia. The trial was designed to test whether reducing serum cholesterol would prevent coronary heart disease events. Okay. At the end of 5 years, the study is for 5 years. At the end of 5 years, the incidence of myocardial infarction, whether it is fatal or non-fatal, was lower by 47% in intervention group than in control group. With this study, primary prevention of coronary heart disease entered the practical field of preventive medicine in an impressive manner. Okay, so that's all about coronary heart disease and the risk factor interventional trials. Okay. So let's start our diabetes. So what do you mean by diabetes? What do you mean by diabetes? I'm not getting any answers. Hello, am I audible to all of you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is diabetes? When do you call a person as diabetic?
In blood glucose.
Say something.
Increased blood glucose levels, sir.
Okay, increase in blood glucose levels. So we have FBS, fasting blood glucose levels, and postprandial and RBS, random blood glucose levels. So in that way, can you differentiate between the levels? I agree with your answer. Increased blood sugar levels is known as diabetes.
Sir, FPS above 126 VM per DL.
Oh, okay, then how about postprandial?
About 200, sir.
So then random. Okay, very good. So what were the main health hazards of this diabetes?
Development of complications, sir.
Like
Diabetic
Neuropathy,
ketoacidosis,
retinopathy.
yeah,
neuropathy,
diabetic
nephropathy,
neuropathy, then
Neuropathy, retinopathy. Nephropathy.
nephropathy,
atherosclerosis,
very good. Then anything else?
atherosclerosis,
So,
Very
malignant.
good. Then uh, CKD. Is there any role of diabetes on CKD, coronary chronic kidney disease?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all these are health hazards which may commonly occurs as a result of diabetes. So diabetes is a disease which commonly occurs when your blood glucose levels are too high. So the underlying cause of diabetes is defective production or action of insulin, a hormone that controls glucose, fat, and amino acid metabolism. So in pancreas, as you know, in pancreas we are having in pancreas islets, glucagon and insulin is produced. So insulin defective production of insulin may leads to occurrence of diabetes. Okay. So chronic hyperglycemia leads to a number of complications like cardiovascular complications, renal complications, as I told, CKD and neurological. It may lead to occurrence of stroke, ocular, that is diabetic, and others such as intercurrent infections. So a lot of infections may also occur as a result of high blood glucose levels. Okay. So all these are complications. Diabetes may lead to complications like cardiovascular diseases, renal diseases, neurological diseases, ocular diseases, and occurrence of so many infections. So keeping diabetes blood sugar levels at control is very much important in order to control control the occurrence of all these diseases. Okay. So classification of diabetes, clinical classification of diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus is classified as type 1, commonly known as insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, and type 2, that is non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, and the third one is malnutrition related diabetes mellitus, that is MRDM, malnutrition related diabetes mellitus. And the other types includes secondary to pancreatic, hormonal, drug induced diabetes, genetic diabetes, and other abnormalities. Okay. So next one is impaired glucose tolerance and the gestational diabetes mellitus. So all these are types of diabetes. Diabetes mellitus, impaired glucose tolerance, and gestational diabetes mellitus. Okay. So important viva question. This is insulin resistance syndrome. That is in obese patients with type 2 diabetes, the association of hyperglycemia, hyperinsulinemia, dyslipidemia, and hypertension. All this may leads to coronary artery disease and stroke, and may result from a genetic defect producing insulin resistance, with the latter being exaggerated by obesity. Okay, so insulin resistance syndrome is an important viva question. So it may occur in obese patients which may are having a type 2 diabetes, not type 1, type 2 diabetes, with association with with the association of hyperglycemia, hyperinsulinemia, and dyslipidemia and hypertension. And it may all this may leads to coronary artery disease and stroke, and may result from genetic defective production of insulin, genetic defective producing insulin resistance, which may later being exaggerated by obesity. Okay. So it has been proposed that insulin resistance predisposes to hyperglycemia, which results in hyperinsulinemia, and this excessive insulin level then contributes to high levels of triglycerides and increased sodium retention by renal tubules, thus inducing hypertension. Okay. So I repeat, insulin resistance predisposes to hyperglycemia, so which results in hyperinsulinemia, and this excessive insulin level contributes to high levels of triglycerides and increased sodium retention by renal tubules. So finally it may lead to hypertension. So high levels of insulin can stimulate endothelial proliferation to initiate atherosclerosis. Okay. So epidemiological determinants. So agent factors that are mainly responsible for occurrence of diabetes. So the underlying cause of diabetes is insulin deficiency, which is absolute in type 1 diabetes and partial in type 2 diabetes. So the main cause of this diabetes is insulin deficiency. So it may be absolute in type 1 diabetes and partial. There may be partial deficiency in type 2 diabetes. So it may be pancreatic disorders. It might be inflammatory, neoplastic, and cystic fibrosis, and defects in formation of insulin. That is consists of abnormal, biologically less active insulin molecule. Okay, all these are agent factors for occurrence of diabetes. So destruction of beta cells, as you know, in pancreas we are mainly having alpha cells and beta cells. Alpha cells produces glucagon and beta cells produce insulin. So destruction of these beta cells mainly by viral infections and chemical agents. So viral infections may play important role in destruction of these beta cells. So what happens if at all there is destruction of beta cells, they may be improper synthesis or totally reduced insulin secretion from these beta cells, and decreased insulin sensitivity due to decrease in number of adipocyte and monocyte insulin receptors, and genetic defects. mutation of insulin gene, and mainly autoimmunity. So all these are agent factors. Okay. Then coming to host factors. Host factors mainly includes age. Although diabetes may occur at any age, surveys indicate that prevalence rises steeply with age. So as the age increases, there may be chances of getting diabetes. So although diabetes may occur at any age, but as the age increases, the chance of getting diabetes also increases. So nowadays, because of these lifestyles, people mostly we prefer to eat junk foods, and they are not having any physical activity, and they sit ideally. Because of all these the lifestyle patterns, there is more chance of occurring diabetes in earlier age group. So previously it may occur, diabetes is common in higher age group, but nowadays diabetes is common at any age group. So both sex are commonly affected, both males and females are affected with diabetes. And coming to genetic markers, type 1 diabetes is associated with HLA B8 and B15, and more powerful with HLA DR3 and DR4. The high risk of type 1 diabetes is carried by individuals with both DR3 and DR4. Okay, all these are genetic markers. Okay, so coming to immune mechanisms, there is some evidence of both cell mediated and of humoral activity against islet cells. Some people appear to have defective immunological mechanisms, and under the influence of some environment trigger attack their own insulin producing cells. So immune mechanisms, I repeat, there is some evidence of both cell mediated and of humoral activity against islet cells. So some people appear to have defective immunological mechanisms. Some people appear to have some defective immunological mechanisms, and under the influence of some environmental trigger, attack their own insulin production cells. Okay. Then finally, obesity. So obesity is the main culprit for occurrence of not only diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, everything. So one should keep their body weight under control. So BMI under control means everybody under normal or good health status. If at all they are having high BMI, it may lead to overweight, and overweight may leads to obesity. So obesity, particularly central obesity, central adiposity, has long been accepted as a risk factor for type 2 diabetes. So central obesity is the main cause of this type 2 diabetes, and the risk is related to both duration and degree of obesity. Okay. So maternal diabetes. The offspring of diabetes pregnancies, including gestational diabetes, are often large and heavy at birth, tend to develop obesity in childhood, and are at high risk of developing type 2 diabetes at an early age. I repeat, maternal diabetes. Offsprings of diabetic pregnancies, including gestational diabetes, are often large and heavy at birth. They tend to develop obesity in childhood, and are at high risk of developing type 2 diabetes at early age. Okay. Then coming to environmental risk factors. The environmental risk factors mainly include sedentary lifestyles. So sedentary lifestyle, dietary fiber, malnutrition, alcohol, viral infection, chemical agents, stress, and other factors. These are environmental risk factors. We'll discuss in detail about each and every environmental risk factors. Sedentary lifestyle. So one should have normal physical activity. If at all a person is sitting ideally without any physical activity, he used to gain excessive weight. So this excessive weight gain may lead to overweight. Overweight may finally leads to obesity. So by having sedentary lifestyle, it may lead to occurrence of diabetes. So one should have normal physical activity. So normal human beings has to walk, jog, swim, skipping, cycling, anything for at least 1 hour. So for others having diabetes, they should have to do physical activity for at least 1.5 hours per day. So by doing so may prevent the occurrence of diabetes. If at all a person is having diabetes, we may halt the progression of disease. Okay. Diet. So one should have certain health conscious. So people are discouraged to eat junk foods. They will not be encouraged to eat junk foods, and they should be encouraged to take low carb diet food. Okay. So dietary fiber. So dietary fiber, high dietary fiber may lead to so in diet there must be high dietary fiber. Okay. So malnutrition, as you know, it is known as undernutrition. So undernutrition may lead to occurrence of so many infections. So in our previous slide we discussed that viral infection may lead to occurrence of diseases. So malnutrition may lead to occurrence, infection, and infection may lead to malnutrition. It is a vicious cycle. So one should have normal nutrition. So undernutrition may lead to occurrence of infection. Obviously, this infection may lead to occurrence of diabetes. So alcoholism. So alcoholism may play a important role in occurrence of diabetes. So among chronic alcoholics, they may be high risk of occurring diabetes as compared to non-alcoholics. So viral infections. So viral infections have a high risk of occurring. Viral infections may play an important role in occurring diabetes. So in people with viral infections, viral infection may act directly on pancreas and it may lead to defective production of insulin. By doing so, there may be occurrence of diabetes. So chemical agents may also play an important role in occurrence of diabetes. So important factor is stress. So one should control stress. Stress is an important risk factor in occurrence of diabetes. So one should control stress by doing some certain physical activities like cycling or doing pranayama or yoga. By doing so, we may control the stress. By controlling the stress, we may obviously control the occurrence of not only diabetes but also so many health hazards like hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, like etc. So stress is an important risk factor. So one should control the stress. Okay. So screening for diabetes. The commonest approach to diabetes screening was mainly by urine examination and blood sugar testing. So among urine examination and blood sugar testing, which test is most accurate? Hello, hello. Am I audible to all of you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So which test is more accurate? Urine examination or blood sugar testing?
Blood sugar testing, sir.
Blood sugar
Very
test.
good. Very good. Why?
So because urine positive we get only after it reaches exceeds the threshold value.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. So the World Health Organization recommends the criteria for diabetes and intermediate hypoglycemia. So it includes mainly impaired IFG, impaired fasting glucose, impaired glucose tolerance, and diabetes. So impaired fasting glucose. So it includes fasting plasma glucose between 6.1 to 6.9 millimoles per liter. That is around 110 to 125 milligram per deciliter. Okay. And 2-hour plasma glucose, that is less than 7.8 millimole per liter, that is around 140 milligram per deciliter. It is impaired fasting glucose. Then impaired glucose tolerance, that is fasting plasma glucose less than 7 millimole per liter, that is around 126 milligram per deciliter. And 2-hour plasma glucose, that is between 7.8 and less than 11.1 millimole per liter, that is around 140 milligram per deciliter to 200 milligram per deciliter. Okay. So so diabetes fasting plasma glucose, that is around 7 millimole per liter, that is 126 milligram per deciliter. And 2-hour plasma glucose, that is greater than 11.1 milligram per millimole per liter, that is 200 milligram per deciliter. So all these levels are very important. It may ask in our Viva. Okay. Impaired fasting glucose levels, so impaired glucose tolerance and diabetes levels. Okay. So prevention and care. So they were having mainly two strategies for primary prevention. That is population strategy and high risk strategy. So coming to population strategy, there is a pressing need for primary prevention. That is prevention of emergence of risk factors in countries in which they have not yet appeared. So we have mainly four levels of prevention, that is primordial, primary, secondary, and tertiary. So in a population strategy, there is a very high need for primordial prevention, that is prevention of emergence of risk factors. So the preventive measures comprise of maintenance of normal body weight through adoption of healthy nutritional habits and physical exercise. And the nutritional habits include an adequate protein intake and high intake of dietary fiber and avoidance of sweet foods. So the nutrition habits mainly include adequate protein intake. So we have to reduce or we have to control the high carb diet. So we have additionally we have to take high protein intake, but we have to limit the carb diet. So the nutrition habits includes adequate protein intake and high intake of dietary fiber and avoidance of sweet foods, and elimination of other less well defined factors such as protein deficiency and food toxins may be considered in some populations. Okay. So coming to high risk strategy, there is no specific high risk strategy for type 1 diabetes. At present, there is no practical justification for genetic counseling as a method of prevention. So NIDDM, that is non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, appears to be linked with sedentary lifestyle, overnutrition and obesity. Correction of this may reduce the risk of diabetes and its complications. So I repeat, NIDDM, that is non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, appears to be linked with sedentary lifestyle, overnutrition and obesity. So correction of this may reduce the risk of diabetes and its complications. Okay. So coming to secondary prevention. So when diabetes is detected, it must be adequately treated. The main aims of treatment are to maintain blood glucose levels as close within normal limits as it is practicable, and to maintain ideal body weight. So primary, secondary prevention mainly includes to maintain blood glucose levels as close as within normal limits as practicable, and to maintain ideal body weight. So maintaining ideal or normal body weight is very much important. The blood glucose levels should be monitored regularly. So if at all patient is diabetic, they are advised to visit the OP, and they must be regularly monitor the blood glucose levels. Okay. So by doing so, we may control the occurrence of, we may halt the progress of this diabetes. Okay. So treatment is based on diet alone. A small balanced meals more frequently, and diet and oral anti-diabetic drugs, or diet and insulin. The treatment mainly includes only the three patterns. It includes diet alone by small balanced meals, and diet with oral anti-diabetic drugs, and diet with insulin. So we may give insulin with patients having high blood glucose levels. Okay, and glycosylated hemoglobin, self-care, and home blood glucose monitoring. All these are secondary prevention. Okay, so treatment mainly includes three strategies, that is by diet alone, and diet with oral anti-diabetic drugs, and diet with insulin. So coming to tertiary prevention. So tertiary prevention, diabetes is, as you know, is a major cause of disability through its complications. So it may leads to blindness, kidney failure, coronary thrombosis, gangrene of lower extremities. So as we discussed, it may lead to blindness and CKD, kidney, chronic kidney disease, kidney. It may lead to kidney failure, coronary thrombosis, and gangrene of lower extremities. And the main objective at the tertiary level is to organize specialized clinics, that is diabetic clinics, and the units capable of providing diagnostic and management skills of a high order. So the main objective at the tertiary level is to organize specialized clinics, that is diabetic clinics, and units capable of providing diagnostic and management skills of high order. Okay. So that's all about diabetes. So next disease, that is stroke. So stroke is applied to acute severe manifestations of cerebrovascular diseases. It may occur both physical and mental crippling. And the whole health organization defines stroke as a rapidly developed clinical signs of focal disturbance of cerebral function, lasting more than 24 hours, or leading to death with no apparent cause or cause other than vascular origin. I repeat, World Health Organization defined stroke as a rapidly developed clinical signs of focal disturbance of cerebral function. It may last more than 24 hours or leading to death with no apparent cause other than vascular origin. Okay. So the disturbance of cerebral function is caused by three morphological abnormalities, that is stenosis, occlusion, or rupture of arteries. So dysfunction of brain manifests itself by various neurological signs and symptoms that are related to extent and site of area involved. And the underlying causes like coma, hemiplegia, paraplegia, monoplegia, multiple paralysis, speech disturbances, neuroparalysis, sensory impairment. All these are mainly occur as a result of stroke. So I repeat, dysfunction of brain manifests itself by various neurological signs and symptoms that are related to extent and site of area involved and to underlying cause, like causes like coma, hemiplegia, paraplegia, monoplegia, multiple paralysis, speech disturbances, neuroparalysis, and sensory impairment. Okay. Among these, hemiplegia constitute the main somatoneurological disorder in about 90% of patients. Okay. So stroke includes a number of syndromes with different etiologies, epidemiology, and prognosis and treatment. The stroke mainly includes systemic stroke, ischemic stroke, hemorrhagic stroke, and ischemic stroke mainly includes lacunar impact, carotid circulation obstruction, and vertebra basilar obstruction. And hemorrhagic stroke, it may include spontaneous intracerebral hemorrhage, subarachnoid hemorrhage, intracranial aneurysms, and arteriovenous malformations. Okay. Coming to risk factors. So the epidemiological studies have indicated that a stroke does not occur at random, and there are certain risk factors which precede stroke by several years, and it mainly includes hypertension. So the main cause of the stroke is hypertension. This is considered the risk factor for cerebral thrombosis as well as cerebral hemorrhage. Hypertension is considered as main risk factor for cerebral thrombosis and cerebral hemorrhage. Okay. Other factors. So other additional factors contribute to risk are cardiac abnormalities like left ventricular hypertrophy, cardiac dilatation, diabetes, elevated blood lipid levels, and obesity, smoking, glucose intolerance, blood clotting, and viscosity and oral contraceptives. All these are risk factors for occurrence of stroke. So coming to transient ischemic attack, TIA. So transient ischemic attack is a phenomenon that has received increased attention for is the occurrence of TIA in a far proportion of cases. So these are episodes of focal reversible neurological deficit of sudden onset and of less than 24 hours duration. They are due to microemboli and are of warning sign of stroke. Okay. Coming to host factors, host factors mainly includes age. Stroke can occur at any age. Usually, increased rates rise steeply with age. As the age increases, there may be chance of occurring stroke. Globally, about 47% of all stroke deaths occur in persons over 70 years. So, 47% of all stroke deaths occur in persons over 70 years and above. In India, about 1/5 of all strokes occur below the age of 40. Strokes in young. This is attributed to our young population and shorter life expectancy. So, in globally, there may be occurrence of in 47% of stroke occurs in among age group of 70 years or more, and among India. In India, there is strokes occur below the age of 40 years. This is attributed to our young population and shorter life expectancy. Okay. Sex. So the incidence rates are higher in males than females. So highest incidence of strokes is found in males than females. Personal history. The World Health Organization study showed that nearly 3/4 of all registered stroke patients had associated diseases like cardiovascular system or diabetes. So CVD, cardiovascular diseases like hypertension may play its role in occurrence of stroke, and diabetes also has its role in occurrence of stroke. So rest of the topic we'll discuss in our next class. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And this is time for attendance. Roll number 1.
Okay, everybody. Please.
Who is 1 absent? 1 absent. Okay. 2 absent. 1 and 2 absent. 3
present, sir.
4
Present, sir.
4 present, sir. 4
5
present, sir.
5,
5 present, sir. 5 present, sir.
6,
6 present, sir.
7,
7 present, sir.
8,
8 present, sir.
9,
9
roll
present,
number
sir.
9, 10,
9 present, sir. 9 present.
10 present,
okay, 11,
11 present, sir. 11
12,
present, sir.
12 present,
12,
sir. 12 present, sir.
13,
13
13,
present, sir. 13 present, sir.
14,
14 present, sir. 14 present.
15, 15 absent, 16,
16 present, sir.
17,
17 present, sir.
18,
18 present, sir.
19,
19 present, sir.
20,
20 present, sir.
21,
21 present, sir.
22,
22 present, sir.
23,
23 present, sir.
24,
24 present, sir.
25,
Present, sir. 25.
26 present,
26,
sir.
27,
27 present, sir.
28,
28 present,
28, 28 absent,
28 present, sir.
30,
30 present, sir.
31
31,
present, sir. Present, sir.
32,
32 present, sir.
33, 33, 33 absent, 34,
34 present, sir.
35,
35 present, sir.
36,
35 present, sir.
36 present, sir.
37,
36 present, sir.
37 present, sir.
37, 38,
Present, sir.
39,
39 present, sir.
40,
40 present, sir.
41,
41 present, sir.
42,
42 present, sir.
43,
43 present, sir.
44, 44 absent, 45,
Present, sir.
46,
45 present, sir.
47,
46 present, sir.
47,
47 present, sir. Present, sir.
48,
48 present,
49,
sir. Present,
49,
sir. Present, sir.
50,
49.
50 present, sir.
51,
51 present, sir. 51 present, sir.
52, 52,
33 present.
52 absent,
33 present.
53,
53 present, sir.
54, 55,
55 present, sir.
56,
56 present, sir.
57,
57 present, sir. Present, sir.
58,
58 present, sir.
59,
59 present, sir. Sir,
60,
54 present, sir.
60 present,
60,
sir. 60 present, sir.
61 present, sir.
62,
62 present, sir.
63,
2 present, sir.
64, 65,
64 present, sir.
65 present,
65,
sir.
66,
65 present, sir.
66 present, sir.
67,
67 present, sir.
68, 68, 68 absent,
69 present, sir.
68 absent, 70,
69 present, sir.
70 present, sir.
71,
71 present, sir. Present, sir.
72, 72, 72, no, 72 absent, 73,
73 present, sir.
73, 74,
73.
74 present, sir.
75,
75 present, sir.
76,
75 present, sir.
76,
76 present, sir.
77,
77 present, sir.
78 present. 78 present.
79,
84 present, sir.
79, 80,
80 present, sir.
79 present, sir.
81,
80 present.
81 present, sir.
82,
82 present, sir.
83,
83 present, sir.
84,
Present, sir. 84 present, sir.
85,
85 present, sir.
86,
86 present, sir.
87,
87 present, sir.
88,
80 present, sir.
88,
88 present, sir.
88,
88 present.
89, 89, 89 absent, 90,
90 present,
90
sir.
absent,
Present,
91,
sir.
91 present, sir.
92,
92 present,
92,
sir. 92 present,
93,
sir.
93 present, sir.
94,
present, sir.
94 present, sir.
94 present, sir. 95 present, sir. 95 present.
96,
96 present, sir.
97,
97 present, sir.
98,
98 present, sir.
99,
99 present, sir.
100,
100 present, sir.
101,
Present, sir.
102,
102 present, sir. 102 present, sir.
103,
103 present, sir.
104, 104,
104 present, sir.
105,
105 present, sir.
106,
106 present, sir.
107,
107 present, sir.
108,
Present, sir.
109, 109, 110,
Present, sir.
110, 110,
Present, sir.
111,
110 present, sir.
111,
111 present, sir.
112,
111 present.
112,
112 present, sir. 112 present,
113,
sir.
113 present, sir. Present, sir.
114,
114 present, sir.
115, 150, 115 absent, 116,
Present, sir.
117,
170 present, sir.
118,
118 present, sir.
119,
19 present, sir.
120,
Present, sir.
121, 121, 122, 122 absent, 23,
Sir, 120
123
present, sir.
present, sir.
124,
124 present, sir.
123
125,
125 present, sir.
126,
126
127,
present, sir.
127,
127 present, sir.
128,
127 present, sir.
128, 128, 128
128 present, sir.
okay, 129,
129 present, sir.
30,
130 present, sir.
31, absent, 132,
Present, sir.
133,
Present, sir.
134, 134 absent, 135, 135 absent, 136,
Present, sir.
137, 137 absent, 138,
Present, sir.
139,
138 present.
139, 139 absent, 140, 140, 140, 141, 141, 141 absent, 142, 142, 142 absent. 143,
143 present, sir.
44,
145 present, sir.
45,
145 present, sir.
146, 146 absent. 147,
147 present, sir.
149, 149,
148 present, sir.
149, 49 absent. 150,
Present, sir.
151,
Present, sir.
152,
Present, sir.
153,
Present, sir.
finally 154,
154 present, sir.
154. Okay, okay.
Present, sir.
Thank
154
you,
present,
all
sir.
of you.
Sir, 38 present, sir.
Sir, 1 present, sir.
Sir, 134 present,
Sir,
sir.
38